and welcome back to Bump Love. We have a special show today. Drum roll, ladies! And Kansiime is in the house! Finally, Anne is an entertainer, she's an actress, she's a comedian. Gosh, she's traveled the world. She has been referred to as the African Queen of Comedy. Yeah, so we are sitting with greatness. Oh, and she's now rich. She has money. Yeah. All of that aside, she recently became a mom to a handsome prince, Selassie Ataho. And we are so excited for her, and we're excited to talk to her today. Welcome to the show, Anne.
Thank you. I'm glad I graduated. I'm glad to be here.
We've been keeping this seat for you.
Oh, a very long time. I've also been keeping this night dress for you guys. So I had to be comfortable.
You don't do many interviews. I don't think I've seen you do.
Right? No. Yeah.
I feel like we should honor this moment. What do you think?
But there are really, honestly, very few places to go and be honest when it's time for conversation. In this business, there are very few platforms you go to speak honestly. Yeah.
So we're really, really happy to have you. Congratulations on being a mom. I know we said it a year ago, but
when you said it, when the announcement came through.
Did any of you know I was pregnant?
No, we didn't.
But when we
top secret.
It really was a top secret, but I remember that when the announcement came through on our page, we just genuinely celebrated.
I could feel it.
So happy.
I felt it, and I knew you were coming for me. Soon after, I was like, now let me see if they don't call me. No, man. So I'm finally here. And I don't take it for granted. There are many famous, strong, powerful, charismatic women out there. But very few of them can qualify to sit and share about motherhood. Wow. And there's only one way to be a mom. Actually, not one way. But this one, of coming here and you share depth. They are your fakey notes, but they are notes from your life. You fail uniquely. It's like sharing your failures empowers people. It doesn't reduce you. You don't feel.
Yes. It empowers them.
Man, it's like you go to a confession room and confess to the father, but the father is the people that need to Anyway, it's a pleasure. Like, this is going to be the most meaningful conversation I have ever had. Like everything else has been gossip. Now I feel like I'm on BBC of KB.
I feel like now we've all graduated.
Honestly.
You've graduated, even as Bump Love, now we've graduated.
Stop, guys.
No, I mean, that's such validation. I mean, we do this show all the time, and sometimes, like you said, it's work for us. But once in a while, when somebody says you guys are doing an amazing job and you're impacting moms, that's just like, yo, let's first stop for a moment.
And take it in. And you know, while it's nice that people tell you that, I think what they should is tell you in your work. You know, I think you want to see someone saying, I was down, I watched this, and it changed my life. Instead of waiting to meet Pumla, enjoying her sparkling water, and you my friend, it even rains from down. So you see her enjoying her drink, and then you pause her in her free moment to tell her how thanks for what that it is you are doing. It only makes sense, guys. If you take time on YouTube, first of all, subscribe. You don't deserve to even watch it if you haven't subscribed. No.
But I like
okay, I know how you're saying it.
She actually does it. She's always on our page.
Subscribe. Like, don't tell me you follow me, you love my content, and you don't know the last skit I posted. Why? You don't get notifications. So how interested are you in what I'm doing? I like your glasses of happiness. There's this time. No.
Tell me.
Go to YouTube. Write it. That's work. Don't make me work every time I meet you, and then we start discussing.
Wow.
So please subscribe. If you have not subscribed, stop even. You don't watch this show. Subscribe, boo. So that we know that you appreciate this conversation.
I think the show has ended. Let's go home. Bump Love has ended. We've finished. We've bumped.
Ask questions. I've come to answer. Ask
Yes,
questions.
ma'am. Mama Selassie, do you like that name? Are you there yet?
Let me tell you, if there's one thing, I take so many things for granted accidentally, because when God blesses you so much, and you start assuming it's your natural state. I used to tell people, for us, we don't die where I come from. Because I think I was the only one in high school with all grandparents, all the uncles arrive. I'm like, for us, what tufa? You get? So you take so many things for granted. There's one thing I just can't take for granted. Being a mother. Me, I feel it saved my life. I was going down a place that I didn't know I was going. Everyone around you is like, you girl. If I could be in your shoes for 2 seconds, I'm like, are you sure? Do you know what's in my shoes? But being a mom, I remember when okay, you guys got to know I was pregnant when I was holding Selassie. So when he came, that's when I said, okay, now I can share it with the world. I'm like, I'm pregnant. So then people started telling me, you're pregnant? What? Nga, I am here like this. Breastfeeding. So
by the time we saw that bump,
I already had the baby. I got home from hospital and then posted. And then even the live show when I was pregnant, I already had the baby. I couldn't stand anyone having an opinion about that blessing before it came. Because opinions had costed me so much. And anyone out there trying to get pregnant, anything that is outside you, your partner, your mother's advice, your doctor's advice, your friend's prayers, as in well-wishers who are the most annoying people, because I don't want you to, it's like walking to a bride, bamara kushara cake, and in the speech, you tell her, you remind her, when they're doing you, mourn, now you are in marriage. And you say it confidently because you feel it's advice they no, that's their private part, for crying out loud. So you might be so concerned about someone, and Bambi, the intentions be so nauseatingly good. But please, just, I wish, it's like there should be a law against discussing, and I can't believe these American, for they are developed countries. You sit down and decide what someone is going to do with a pregnancy.
Right?
What is this? It's what? Where am I even going there?
Right. Right.
So yeah, I kept it as secret because, man, you don't want the devil to hear.
That was very wise.
You don't want the devil to hear. And I lost so many from people hearing. And subconsciously, I felt that's why I was losing. Like sometimes I would be pregnant, and I don't know. But those who know pregnant people
actually were pregnant times before.
Over and over again.
Oh, you were having miscarriages.
And now, also miscarriages happen to people who've never aborted, virgins who have just gotten pregnant. But when you get a miscarriage of a child that you want,
that must be terrible.
You, whether you want it or not, you start taking stock of why. And you find the reasons. They are there. I started counting how many times I aborted. At campus, I started praying prayers for all the men that have ever imbibed. I was like, who cursed me? Then you're like, but God, you say when we ask for forgiveness,
we are forgiven, and you are,
And the truth is, when you ask him for a child, he tells you, yes. Na yego ina planning iyo, or ina timing iyo, or chagara kubudobu. I remember I used to tell God, I want a child. I'm retiring at 35. I want a child. God, when I'm driving, God, I don't want my child on a border. Not to show off, but of, like you're driving and you brake and there's a woman with a child and you're judging, you're like, I don't want to be that. So God, if you know that I will not have, delay that child.
The process,
And then do you know what God does? He gives you money. You even open accounts for imaginary children. And then, you just know. Me being a mom scrapes every other title, value, and then people are like, they don't get it. But you see, towards giving birth, you start watching horror. Yeah. You watch all the videos of children who come out and they look a certain way. And there's a challenge everywhere.
Yeah.
You see, even a perfect child who has 10 toes, 10 feet, kids are born without holes in the nose. Yes. And you're like, God, were you in a hurry? You wait, put the nose, and then wait 9 months, and there's no hole. And you're like, and you wish you were patient. But then you give birth to a child, it is alive. Everything is perfect. Oh, yes. And you're looking around. You even keep quiet. You're like, let me not thank so much. I might boast. God doesn't like people who speak. But my son is gorgeous.
Oh, he is. He really is.
And at least he saved me. He looks a little bit like me. Yeah. So, he looks like me. Like when they see him running around, they'll understand his madness. They'll be like, don't blame him. Do you know the mother? No, you know, though I also think he's going to use it. Oh, do you? A lot. Like, I am imagining Serasi telling that teacher, should I bring my parent? He's the one suggesting. I can bring my parent. And the school is like, no, please. And I have a feeling they will be specific. They will be like, Serasi, we want you to bring your male parent. I'm telling you. I know he is so. That's why I keep saying, come. Okay, this girl, she misreads me. Oh, wow. Like when I'm watching. Okay, you know when you're a content creator, sometimes when someone is presenting what they have sat and prepped, you can listen to the lines that they don't say, the truths they cut, the advice they give you, just the capital letter, So you keep saying, Banange, if Manuela could just come like and open my fridge and just look at it. She can tell me where to put the oranges and the mangoes and the what. Or she can tell me stop buying these many, they get spoiled. Because like she misleads you into thinking, Me, I've been and she has perfect kids. She really does. And then you're like, she got it all so together. If she could only come and see Celeste, she can tell me that Celeste will be a thief. And I start.
She's not lying.
Every time I meet her, I'm like, do you not want me to excel at motherhood? Or are you just jealous? You cheek. Seriously, that's how it feels. 2 years? No. She's a man. She's a year and 3. She was born April. Yeah. God did it so perfect. It's like
you were born in the same month.
Same month. So on my birthday, I went to hospital to give myself a gift. On 13th April.
That's so cute.
No, of seeing him.
Yes, Auntie, that's the
of checking on him. Of I just wanted them to show me the head. I wanted us to count the thing. I'm like, okay, God, let me just go. I know you're not bringing him on my birthday, but let me just go and check so that And then we get there and Celeste was like cross-legged, seated like this. Wow. Head here, completely breech of, there's no way this child is going to turn back in 3 weeks.
It's not happening.
Yeah, I was 36 and like 6 days.
Yeah.
I was nearly making 38, 37. So, okay, they were not ready to take chances.
Yeah.
We had wait. The baby, Dr. Mark tells me, if you want to see your baby like tomorrow, you can. Possible. Me and Sky looked at each other like, huh?
What do you mean?
I was tired, you guys.
Yes, we all know it.
But then I was looking gorgeous. It's like I looked so nice towards birth.
We can imagine.
So the doctor says you can see the baby tomorrow. I really didn't believe it. I'm like, serious? It's like, yeah. We can give you some prep meds, and then I'd already organized. I wanted to have it in the most private. Like I wanted to open a hole, enter there, and give birth, and get out. So I'd gone to TMR. I went to TMR, and I told them, I want a child, right? I'm going to give birth. They were like, okay, so when do you hope to have this child? When are you trying? I'm like, when am I trying? They couldn't say I was pregnant. I was that good at disguising. Like when I was having a meeting, Yeah. I can't pick a call in public. So hiding was of, I'm so glad I had a car I could sit in, go, have meetings. Because I try to also close businesses for him when he comes. Because Selassie was born as a brand ambassador for Mukwano.
Oh, yes.
And he's now the brand ambassador for Pampers for Uganda, Kenya, and coming South Africa. We traveled business with the whole team to shoot because of a baby who can't speak. So God blessed me in a way that I don't get it. So anyway, I go home and then come and give birth on 14th. My birthday is 13th. And then Tata Selassie, his birthday is on the 15th. So it's 13th, 14th, 15th. But also but just to know, it is just getting a cake of 3 madara, balloons. This side has alcoholic content, this one has fruits and salads. Oh, he loves fruits, so he even shivers when you're cutting a mango. Like he like gets high, he puts his head in a watermelon, and you're like, my child, you're going to drown. Be calm. Oh, he loves.
So that
fruits.
means that we'll have another one for maybe the 15th or the 12th.
Another what?
Right?
Another what? Let me tell you. First of all, nobody can put me on pressure for anything now. Actually, I dare them. I pity people who want to start such conversations. Now, like you, asking me when am I going to have another one?
Yeah.
So
For us.
Talk for another what also?
One.
No, but seriously. No. It is, first of all, it is disrespectful.
Yes.
It's intrusive. Yeah. The most polite and TV-worthy response I can give you is, I like that I had nothing to do with getting my child.
Yeah.
I know it. If I had had something to do with it, I am sure something would have gone wrong. Yeah. I waited, I tried. About the trying process. Let me even not allow you to ask. I tried. I did about 4 IVF cycles. And you know they are not cheap.
No, they're not.
Good. So, hey, my friend, sex.
I know.
I became a robot.
Yeah.
I fear injections. But I'm telling you, I did like 4 courses I became a pro at injecting myself. Remember that series of Mary? Being Mary?
Yeah.
I used to watch that series and I would cry. And I'm like, I feel you are paying me. And I'm like, anyway. And I love Gabrielle Union so much that I hope someone watches me and I Gabrielle Union them.
Yeah, for what she did for you. Yeah.
Because I watched her, I'm like, if she can do it, and if she's sharing it, why else am I here? Let me watch the game. And then I even documented the whole process. I have a show coming out on DSTV, a reality show, where I am just showing you me, motherhood, how I do my things, and hacks of how I am Kansiime, but being like honest and entertaining, and taking you in my bathroom and showing you how I use food color to tint my hair. I live on a budget, guys. I do live on a budget, but like sharing, like let me help you be a real ninja. You know me. Yeah.
So because in this journey you're not alone, you're never an individual, even if you want to think that you are sometimes. So I know you were married at the time you were really trying, right? Yes. I'm just curious because we usually listen to the woman's part of this story and how the injections hurt and then my longing and then God, why me? Why can't you do this place? But then there's that relationship you have with your partner then.
Now,
what did this whole thing, what was that like? And is it anything, and you can abuse me if I'm just being direct, did it have anything to do with the fallout in the marriage?
The thing is, with Mr. Ojok, the thing with him is sometimes you fail and you need to acknowledge that you've failed. I was working so hard. So hard. I enjoyed my work so much. There was a high on traveling to a place far away, and there's a group of people who love you so much. They pick you at the airport, and their children love you so much. And then they've put a show for you, and then you do about how many shows, and then you come home with so much money. And I worked so hard. I used to have a quote that the best job to do is one you do and you don't realize you're working till it's payday. I was living in that high for like 3 years with a man who I gave everything of what I had. He was a lecturer, right? So what he didn't have any bearing on our relationship. It didn't matter, otherwise I would not have fallen for him in the first place. But I loved his reserved nature. Of this one can't embarrass me in public. He will think twice before he speaks. And you know, when you're I think you can always count on the fact that Brian Mlondo will not open his mouth to speak anything that reduces the money in the family.
That's true. That's very true.
What's the
By the way, this one can. But the other one.
Brian can. No, this one. Feelings, hormones in what? Sorry, but you've already done it. He won't. So me, I saw a joke of this one. He wears a suit, puts on a tuxedo, shoes, and I say he's my black chocolate. You get? I'm like, everything else we can work on it. I opened a bar, I built up. I'm like, making him busy won't make me feel like I'm also too busy. Do a farm, build a home. I remember. It was not easy. So while the issue, yes, I was not being able to give birth, but that wasn't something that got me to leave. No, I had the most amazing, what do they call them, mother-in-law.
Because that's also
I had the most amazing father-in-law. May his soul rest in peace. That man, I would look at him and love the son.
Oh wow.
And be like,
Deep.
wow. I hope there's bits of this man in the son, you know? So it's not that it was a bad family. It's just, man, I was working so much and I was not understood. And I was suffering because I wanted to have a child but wanted to remain busy, and then would lose the child. Then the process of periods was so depressing. And now me, I don't have painful periods. But the pain, I would even feel it in my fingers. I would get a period and find me like this cross-legged. I'm like, those 3 days, I am just so stressed. You see other people pregnant and you're like, as if their eggs are on top. No, man. No, so we cannot fault Mr. Ojok. We can't. And I remember when I was done, I told him, I don't feel like I want. I swear, we're watching, I don't know, he likes watching tennis, sports, these things of white people. So DSTV would sit, like I don't know. I feel like it's things of white people. Like you find someone, I'm watching the games, what? Yeah, so I would sit, I would join him. He likes watching Formula 1.
I knew that was coming.
So I would sit and watch. Then I was like, babe, meanwhile, can we talk? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I don't know. When I look like ahead, like when I'm in an interview and someone asks me, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Marriage. I don't see marriage. I feel like I'm not working towards it. And then he always knew I was a comedian before anything else.
So he probably thought you were kidding.
He didn't think it. He said, not everything in life is comedy, man. You need to stop. You can't, those are not, marriage, it's not things. So for me, that was, I didn't know. It's after that I knew that that was the response that organized me in my resolve of if I can have such what I call an absolutely honest conversation with you who I think is the man going to be in my life. And you don't even take it seriously enough to judge me and quarrel about it. But you think I'm being funny. It means I am either sorry about communicating. Like it's then that I knew this has got to end. I can't be with someone like this in 5 years. What a misunderstanding.
I know.
What a misunderstanding.
So when I say I can't blame him, for him, I think we even separated at the point of separating. He would sit in the dark and be like what is going on? So sometimes you need to acknowledge you're moving at a pace that the person you're with is not moving. And if you acknowledge it earlier, you save the both of you a lot of heartache.
Acknowledgement.
Yeah.
No, now even be like, my mom, may God rest her soul. My God, I remember when I told my mom that I don't want to be married anymore. I know I'm in a relationship, but marriage, I see you and daddy and I know that's not what I have. And why is it because I'm an actress? It just does not allow you to pretend so long in your life.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's
Acting
true.
in your life is so exhausting.
Because you do it for
It is so stressful. You just can't pretend. That's how I end up being rude.
Yes.
And I'm like, I was being funny, but really I was not being funny. I'm hoping you hear what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's so strange. I thought actors and actors, it's easy for them to
Oh my
act
God.
in real life.
Oh, no. Oh, okay. Thing is, when I'm out, the moment I step out of home, I have to grasp at moments of privacy, and when I'm in my car, my God, my goodness, then that's okay. But once I step out, even if it's to buy airtime,
You have to be
someone can choose that you are going to make their day
by making them
or break their day. Someone sees you and they're like, thank God, I hope she says something stupid. Or someone will see you and remember how your joke reminded them of how they are not good, because I don't just do jokes.
No, you don't. Yeah.
I want to do a joke and someone is like, okay, that woman shouldn't have come late. There's always a lesson. I'm talking about how to discipline your children, how it's embarrassing not to speak the truth, how guests should just know when to leave.
Right?
They should though. They really should. Just say it.
In this economy of this fuel, you allow your friend to come visit you. First listen, empty-handed whistling, meaning your mouth is empty. You enter pocketing. And then you comment, oh my God, plants your house is so, oh my God. And I love hosting. Oh gosh.
Oh, yes,
I kidnap people.
Yes.
I love hosting people. I've created different
Different pockets inside.
Yeah, like I've built a cabin, like I got the Kansiime backpackers and brought it home. So that when you come, you think I were not inconveniencing me at all. So that when I walk away from the gazebo and go, I'm good at napping in between conversations. Like I respect sleep so much that as long as I know you're sorted, you have your athleisure, my friend. These shoes are for the show. You cannot catch me walking further than from here to my flats, not even to the car. To my flats, even on a performance, people think I'm being funny when I remove my shoes. But who the hell came up with this shit?
Uncomfortable.
Like, what's that?
Say it.
Hey, says the woman who gives birth to the 7th child.
Right?
And you're trying to tell them, I got one, but that's fine. I don't want to do it again because of the pain.
Yeah.
You know, but someone tells you, no, it's okay. I just want like 2 other boys. From where? Do you think they're going to puke them? Like it takes 9 months then. This one, she's to annoy me. Out here, and she's like, yeah, so also then I'm like, no, it's not that easy. Please don't lie. Hey.
Misleading us with her household, her taxi of
You put effort where it's not even necessary. I like sleeping naked. Yeah, when thieves come, then I run with no obstructions. You know, I like to sleep naked. But then the effort in needing to be ready for the activity, my goodness, too much. So that marriage ended. And then, of course, people had opinions.
Oh, yes.
And then such moments you don't know who to confide in. So even some of the things that got out there that he said, you can't fault a man who's looking for answers. It's like one moment I'm with a woman, we are together, and the next she doesn't, she's done, and her reasons, he didn't get my reasons. It's like, I'm not putting you under pressure to get a child. I'm not putting you on, take a break. He said, let's take up. He said, in fact, let me go so that you're alone and you see how it works. Oh God, I enjoyed it. My God.
Oh my God. You enjoyed the break.
I enjoyed the break. They are not problems, Pumla. They are necessary because then you know. Even sometimes that person feels they need you, but they don't.
The reality of your situation
They really don't.
becomes present when you're apart.
I hear you. Do you feel like he didn't separate your comic side from the real you? Especially with
Okay,
things
unfortunately, which was very, in the beginning it seemed good, but he was always psychoanalyzing me. He's a psychology lecturer.
Oh.
So he has, as a character, anyone that knows him, he has this character of, I can figure this, I don't overreact. So I think in his head he organized me and understood me. Then one moment he realized, scratch that.
Everything he had done.
So,
to unlearn and relearn.
you get?
True.
And then it was at a point where I had no chance to learn. Because the moment I started, okay, here's the thing. So those things of doing investments.
As couples.
So,
right?
no, even a couple, I go through on those things after. So in the beginning, I wanted to do those investments of, okay, I'm with you, we haven't turned down, so let me invest. So I built some marionettes. So when I'd reached somewhere, I figured he might know. So I said, we need to build our home. So that maybe by the time he finds out, well, what is it? I'm doing investment this side, but also we are building our home. You get it? He didn't have as much, but then he was there, you know, helped. So we built our home.
The story there in that laughter.
You guys, anyway, you just know.
Yeah.
The problem was not, I can say it was not him. That I can say.
It's not you.
But then, like she was asking, you did continue trying even when
With Sky.
With Sky.
No, now
What
that's
was-
the thing. That's when I realized God didn't wanna know my shit. When I met Sky, when things were breaking, I started building the backpackers. So it gave me time. In my head, I was like, I can't kunova. I'm not an ordinary person who can kunova and go and rent somewhere. Then I can't kunova and come home to my. So, but I want to be in home every single day. So I built something at the lake. The backpackers was not a business initially. I just wanted to be that girl who went retired and chills at the water. So when I built, I like hosting people. So eventually, I kept on saying, I might as well put dormitories. I might as well put this. So before I know it, it's
It
a
became a business.
It became a business. But when I was there, that's when I met Sky. He's the guy who was helping me run the project of. I met Sky through Shine, my sister. They are so close. It's a very unhealthy relationship. Like they're always dissing each other. It's so much love there within. You know, dissing this one, you're malnourished. This one's like you eat your children. You know, like they are like that. So Shine, I think for her, your siblings know you. Like she would see, it's like Sky would make Anne laugh and die. And then he didn't have a job then, so when I met him, it was like I consumed all his time. I'm like, can you run this project? Shine is like, if you can't trust this, you'll never find someone to trust. And indeed, he I was never given balance. Me, those things of giving someone money, go do this, and then they go and then they come there for you this and then afterwards also the guys we had lunch of this and this and this and then also and then removes balance and even coins. And guys doing those things naturally. You're like, oh well, I have someone who manages a project so well, and he's hilarious, he's talented, he's an amazing human being, and I grew a friendship with him, and I could talk to him and tell him how I was failing in my marriage, and we would be depressed together. I swear. He would be like, do you tell him? Like, tell him. Does he know that you're feeling like this? I'm like, that's the thing. I feel like, he's like, don't feel. Do you tell him? Tell him, and then see where his head is. But because the things you're talking about, they're not normal. Like, even him is like, so, like, I fell deeply in love with him without knowing I was falling deeply in love with him till the public saw it, and then you hear stories of
and we could see
you and Sky, and I'm like,
what do you
Sky, guys, please. And by then he was growing dreadlocks. You know, his nickname online is Scooby-Doo because he looks like the.
Oh yes,
thank you. So I was like,
Scooby-Doo is the guy that
he's a very animated person. Very animated. So listen, thanks. Oh, we laugh about it. I know. You have to laugh at trolls. So he was growing dread. I was like, no, please. I've just finished organizing someone's life and it has all gone to waste, but now I'm not going to do this again. No. But then he grew on me. I fell in love with him.
That's a nice kind of love.
Deeply. I got lost in being understood. I would be shouting and screaming at people on a site, and he's literally standing here. And if there was judgment, he would not show it. He'd just be waiting for you to fume, finish, and then he's like, so, are we shifting that material to there or to there?
That's beautiful. Nice.
So,
then listening.
Brian took a walk. He can't stand this. This truth is too much for him. So I fell deeply in love with Sky. Then, of course, now when you start talking about bad manners, when you are in love, my God! Or why is it because I was at Bunyonyi? My God! Or like I got factory settings. Love it! You guys. So all that happens, you're not thinking about getting a child. Why? I also didn't want to have a child with you. But then they say, then that what? Then people are saying you are in a relationship even when you are in a relationship. And then, so I didn't want to have a child. But I don't know. I just never got pregnant. So then I enjoyed 1 year, 2 years. And I'm like, but what's wrong with me? So I used to get pregnant. So now I don't.
What the hell? What's happening?
And I'm crazy in love. And I'm like, what a beautiful child it would be. Even if we don't end up together for life, I would want to see a child that reminds me of this human being.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Nice.
No, like I would want a Sky running around so that I know there was a time in my life that a person understood me, loved me, supported me through everything and just was there.
I wish that's a concept people would borrow. These people you fall in love with, would you want them permanently in your life? Because if you're going to have children with them, that's a permanence.
Other
one you can
this is what I think. And when we say permanent, we're not saying do you want to marry them. But you see, when you have a child with someone, now wow. Like now wow.
Exactly.
Like whether I want to hear their stuff on, like, okay, unfortunately, like I don't remember the last time I saw, actually, I last saw Joke on the last meeting we had when I said, I'm not going to be able to meet you again. You'll be talking to my lawyers. And that's the last time. I said, if let's agree, because that was the moment I was saying, okay, you'll have this, and he's like, I want this, and I'm like, I came for this meeting so that we agree and be civil. if you don't want to agree with me, you will never get my attention again.
Yeah.
And that was the last time. But if I had a child with him, oh my God, then I sat down.
Exactly.
I said, I'm like, so now I would have a child who reminds me of my failures?
Yeah.
Then God knew. I had to have a child with, God knew.
It's all in the plan.
God knew. And nothing bad
Together.
about then. The lessons I learned, I can't unlearn, and I thank God for the time I was with Ojok.
You learned.
I learned how to forgive. I learned that I am not you guys.
Yeah. I keep saying that thing. In marriage is one of the places that you find out.
Actually, in fact, I don't want to get married to anybody because I don't want to inflict them with my personality.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you're so independent, you know it to your core.
Yeah.
That you're lying to yourself.
Class. Yeah. No, because she's talking to me. That's me. I know. I'm self-aware so much, and that's why I say, even in marriage, I hope that the person who one day asks to get me again will understand that we need to keep separate homes, because I'll be a burden on them if we are living together.
So I shake my hand, please. Yeah, because right now Sky has his home in Mbarara. And he comes as much as he can, and I pray that he gets so busy, gets work to do, so that we keep missing each other, Yeah, and then also if I feel like that is too much, but he's there.
And where did you come from? Where have you taken so long without coming on our show? In charge of inviting.
My friend, I don't become a top fan by accident. I'll be there, I'm like, Pumula, toko niti. I'm in the comment, I'm like, you got it.
So I'd like to ask, running a business and raising a baby, I know it's going to take time, but so far, how are you striking that balance?
Okay.
Can I give an edit to that question?
Yes, please.
She didn't just have a business. She is the business.
Yeah.
She is the one. You know, for most of us, we own businesses. When your child is sick, you can run away. You can. But she is the business. That's true. Among other businesses. So that was the edit.
So somehow it feels like when you ask that question, that's when I see them apart. But in my life, there's no I'm not sometimes a mother and sometimes I am a mother full time.
Yes.
And then I was so blessed. No, even I was okay. So when I gave birth, my mom her lights were getting out, and she had been sick for like a year and a half. Guys, my mom fell sick and just didn't get better. And then one of the things that I felt were making her sick even was my failure to get pregnant. Moments when you would see her life is going, and the conversation she's having with you, you can always know your mom. Remember how our mothers used to beat about the bush when they ask you about pudding?
Yes.
So my mom, you would see her in her sickness. She really wants to ask, like, are you trying? But she can't ask you because but you can see questions around. And then you see how, of all the things she has to worry about, breathing, she has a catheter, like of all the things you're worried about, you want me to get God, can't you listen to this woman's breath? Okay, leave me. Okay, me, I don't want that baby. Give me a baby so that mommy dies knowing that her prayers were answered. And I think God had that prayer. Like at 3 a.m. in the night, I used to wake up like a night dancer and pray and tell God, okay, I don't speak tongues. You know, honest conversations with God. I have no scripture to quote for you, God. My Bible, I don't even know where it is. But I know this is a moment when I think you're probably less busy and you can listen. And see in my heart, really, do like this, do like this. See how you can reward me with a child. Let's see how you do it.
Reward.
Because they are rewarded.
And it was taking a toll on me and Sky. When I gave birth, my mom was so sick. People give birth and go and be with their mom, right? But my mom was with my sister. I I couldn't be with my mom. I went home with my midwife. She is still home with Selassie as we speak.
Oh, wow.
I said, what's the use of all this money if it cannot help? I'm like, this boy is going to give birth, and I'm going to give birth to him, and he's already making money. Let me use his money to look after him. We are going to give birth to you in the best hospital I can get. I'm going to make sure you wear a pamper. We look at it. Is it good enough? Remove it. Put an, as in, I will do everything I can within the power of your man. So I hired, I think, nurses, those nurses that work in agencies. So she came once to help me out when I was still in hospital. And I was like, so, just know we left together. I was marching. She then was holding the baby. She was the mother. That's why no one would know I was even pregnant. And I was with Nunu. So Nunu looks like she's done what just even given birth.
Nunu, we love you.
I love you, Nunu.
We are sorry.
My moving hug.
That's how you balance.
So, that's how I balance, but also I work from home. Like you said, I'm the content. I do my glasses of happiness from my balcony. He's running, I'll interrupt and be like, hey! I shoot Don't Mess with Kansiime from home. I'm now doing the reality show about me, so he's in the show. So I feel like he's in the work. He's in the work. When you're busy, when the father is around and the band is playing, he loves music. Like, it's not a...
But also I've seen that you, because of the way your life is, you're able to afford the luxury of moving with him.
Yes.
So I've seen her rider before. Her rider. A rider is like, so usually when you have a celebrity coming, there are certain provisions that you send, like a certain 250-page document of what they require. So say, for example, she chooses a certain kind of gown. So her rider comes with a provision for her son to also be able to travel.
If I'm traveling, yes.
So that
that lady travels business with Selassie.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
So he's affording it. And now how do you afford God and then start telling him when the second born comes? What's wrong with you?
I know.
And then to answer her question, asking me if I have parting words for waiting mothers who are there saying, she's speaking like the struggle is not real. Okay, first of all, let me say this softly. There is nothing you can do. You can't pray more. You can't take your hormonal tablets more on time to get pregnant. You can't mourn louder so that you get pregnant. You can't stress more. There's nothing within your power as the woman who wants a child that you can do to get a child.
Wow, that's deep.
If anything, I know, like right now she's swallowing saying, but it's the truth. And unless what you're doing is for peace of mind so that you don't run around Kampala naked on the streets, so that you know you played your part. Play your part and know it's the smallest part you can play, but you're playing your part, right? It's like how sad it is when they tell you when you die, life goes on. My goodness. Very bad, very rude, but absolutely true. When you die, we shall miss you. Only for a moment. And then sing you in songs like Nelson Mandela. You get? So there's nothing. And also as you pray, focus on praying for what you're waiting for than praying for the process of you acquiring. Use that time and prayer to pray about what kind of child you'd want, to thank God about the things.
Start thanking already.
Because you will get pregnant. Because just that you won't get pregnant at your time. That's not possible. And your organs work. That's why they are there.
In his time.
And if you don't get pregnant, think, what if? Mananga, you have to have a child who is, I don't know how vulnerable. You have to see, actually go to those homes and see those children, and then ask yourself questions why God is taking his time to give you your angel, because I have the perfect child.
Thank you so much, Anne, for sharing your journey with us. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let us know what you think. If you are a mom and maybe this has been a struggle for you and you're okay sharing, please do share with us. Anne is usually in our comment section, so she'll probably see your comments and respond.
And subscribe.
And subscribe, please. Until next time, with love from Bump Love.
Bye-bye.